Hello friends, here is Siddheswar with you and you are watching my YouTube channel My Birds My Love. I cordially welcome all my viewers and subscribers to my channel. I hope friends you are all well and your birds are also well. Friends, we the bird lovers pet birds and take care of the birds as much as we can. In spite of that, sometimes they fall ill and if we cannot take proper care of them in proper time, then sometimes they are seen to die. But friends, if we have some knowledges regarding how to keep birds well, then it will be helpful for the birds to live a long and healthy life with us. So friends, today we are going to discuss about some common problems of our pet cockatiels. So let's start the video. Friends, today we are to discuss about some common problems of cockatiel birds and the way to solve the problems in an easy process. We know that we the human beings take so much care of ourselves. In spite of that, we often fall ill due to some reasons. So it's very natural that our pet birds also may fall to some diseases. The cockatiels are really beautiful and one of the favorite birds to many of us. Many people pet them in cage or colony. So friends, we must be careful and cautious about their health and physical problems to rear a pet bird properly. And then we must also know how to treat them easily that they can live with us happily and for long time according to their normal lifespan. Friends, the first and most important way to keep our birds healthy is to observe them properly. Each and every day, we have to spend some time with them and we have to observe carefully their behavior, activities, etc. If it is as usual as we find in other days, or there is any difference. The birds, as we all know, cannot share their problems with us. So, if we don't observe carefully, we will not be able to detect if there are any trouble or physical problem with our favorite pet birds. Then, what should we observe? How will we know if there is any trouble, or how can we know what the trouble is? Friends, this is the subject of our discussion today. Today we will know how we can understand if our cockatiel bird is facing any problem and how to solve the problem if it is detected. Generally, two problems are often seen in case of cockatiel birds. The first one is tendency of catching cold and the other is loose motion or diarrhea. Besides these two, we may face the problem of viral infection in case of our pet cockatiels. Now, we are coming to the topic of observation, friends. When you are giving them food and drinking water, just spend some time with them and follow their activities. The first symptom of physical problem in any bird, including cockatiels, is change in their normal activities. We will notice a change in their activities like flying, moving here and there in the colony or cage, etc. The activities will decrease or will be about to stop if they are falling to some diseases. They will be seen sitting quietly, their chirpings will decrease, and cheerfulness will not be seen as usual. Cockatiel is seen flapping its feathers when they fall sick. It does not mean that whenever the bird is flapping the feathers, it is ill. But if the cheerfulness and chirping tendency decreases and flapping feathers continue throughout the day and the bird becomes quieter, then it is a matter of concern regarding health problems. Remember to observe another thing. Notice if the bird is sitting on the floor of the cage or colony. It is common for a bird to sit on the floor, but if your cockatiel is physically fit, it will not be seen sitting on the floor for a long time. But there are some exceptions, friends, such as the long-tailed finches are often seen sitting on the floor of the cage or colony. But this is exceptional. Long-tailed finches are habituated to spend a certain time sitting on the floor of the cage or colony. But this is not seen in case of cockatiels. They just sit for a few moments or 1 or 2 minutes and then they fly to another place. If you notice these two things, that is flapping feathers and sitting on the floor for a long time, start observing the bird minutely and for a long time. Notice if your cockatiel is closing its eyes frequently for a certain time or sleeping, keeping its beak on the back feathers for much time in the day, and if it has started taking less food. The above mentioned symptoms are common in case of catching cold and diarrhea or loose motion also. Now we have to notice if the bird's droppings are sticking to its rectum or around the rectum and the feathers around its rectum. If the rectum is clear or clean, then it is not the case of loose motion or diarrhea. Then generally it is the problem of catching cold. In most cases, this is the problem of catching cold. Before saying about the treatment, let's know some other symptoms of catching cold in cockatiels. If the attack of cold is much, you will see watery substance coming out of their nostrils and swelling of the nose is also observed. Sometimes cockatiel is seen breathing with open mouth as if it is panting or having breathing trouble, then it is suffering from cold. The droppings of the bird becomes a little or much watery in case of catch cold also, and the cockatiel is seen jerking its head now and then in case of extreme cold attack. Thus, they try to extract the watery substance from their nose by jerking the head. Remember, friends, it is better for birds to detect their problems as early as possible and to start treatment immediately, because sometimes it becomes impossible to save the bird if detection is late. Symptoms of drooping or drowsiness, becoming quite sitting on the floor, or may be due to viral infection. Now we will discuss about necessary treatment that we can do for our birds. We can treat in two ways. One is natural or herbal treatment and the other is medicinal treatment. But friends, before that, I have a request. If you find today's discussion beneficial, if you like the video, please put a like. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe the channel and share it with your friends, and kindly press the bell icon after subscription that you can get the notification whenever I upload a new video. At first, we will discuss about catching cold, and there is an early detection of the symptom of catching colds. So friends, just after detecting cold symptoms, start giving your cockatiels basil leaves. It is better to continue every day for 10 to 15 days. Basil leaves are very beneficial for our birds and in case of human beings also. However, you may give your birds basil leaves regularly if there is no health problem with them. Do another thing, friends. Boil pudina leaves or basil leaves and some cinnamon in fresh water. Then sieve out the leaves and cinnamon from the water and serve the water to your bird when it becomes normal in temperature. Put it in the cage or colony for 5 to 6 hours and then replace it with fresh water. You can take another measure, but it is a little harder. Take 5 or 6 cardamom, 2 or 3 clove, 3 or 4 black pepper, and 5 or 6 grams of cinnamon, and boil it well in 1 liter water and sieve out all the things from water and serve it to your bird for 5 to 6 hours, and then replace the water with fresh water. When you serve the boiled water, it must be normal in temperature. Sometimes, particularly in winter, birds take very little water. After evening, take the water out from cage or colony and provide it after 9:30 or 10 in the morning. Then they will drink the water positively. If the bird is suffering from only cold and there is no symptom of loose motion, increase the oily seeds like sunflower seed, flax seed, Niger seed in the seed mix because they help the birds to keep the body warmer. If you notice that the herbal treatment is not effective enough, the problem is persisting or increasing, then there is no way except medicinal treatment, according to my experience. In case of medicine, any antibiotic of the ciprofloxacin group can be used. You can mix 2.5 ml to 5 ml of medicine with 1 liter water. The measurement of the medicine depends on how much affected the bird is. You have to take decision depending on the symptoms. If you find that the symptoms are not too much dangerous, then you can add 2.5 ml. But if the symptom is much effective and the bird is suffering very much, then you have to use 5 ml. It depends on the condition of the bird. Another antibiotic is Meriquin. Meriquin is a very familiar medicine to the bird lovers and breeders because it is a very effective medicine. It is also used 5 ml with 1 liter of water, but we should avoid using the medicine always because as far as my knowledge goes, it is with steroid, and much steroid is not good for the health of our birds. But if there is a serious problem, then we have to use it. It will be the best if we can take preventive measures before our bird catches cold. There is possibility of catching cold when the weather changes, that is when cold season starts after warm or warm season starts after cold, or in the time of rainy season when it rains continuously for few days and humidity is in the air much, or the humidity increases, and in the time when sudden rain decreases the temperature suddenly. In these situations, we have to take precautions. We have to be careful that the birds do not come in direct contact with the cold wind, particularly during this time. We may also use a medicine called Neodex Fort. It is also a very effective medicine. Neodex Fort is with neomycin and doxycycline. If you use it 1 gram with 1 liter water, or if the medicine is in liquid form, you can take 10 ml with 1 liter water for 5 days, and the chance of catching cold of your cockatiel will be the least. There are some other medicines also, but I personally got good result from using these medicines, and naturally I did not use any other medicine, so I don't have any personal experience regarding the other medicines. Now friends, we are coming to the problem of loose motion. If you detect loose motion, give your cockatiel only kangnidana instead of seed mix for few days. We may use some oily seeds like sunflower seeds to make seed mix, and those oily seeds may make the body and the stomach warmer. So we should not provide seed mix in time of loose motion. Even you may avoid soft food for some days in case of loose motion. I have already told you how loose motion can be detected. The loose motion is detected by observing the rectum of the bird. If there is the droppings sticking to the rectum or the feather around, or the tail of the bird, then it is the case of diarrhea, loose motion. Then you have to follow these precautions. Loose motion decreases water level in the body, so you may give water soaked bread for a few days to your bird to a little extent. I mean, of course, not the loaves. It is the flour or atta made roti, which we called tawa roti in Bengali. You may use it to a little extent, in a little extent. You may hand feed your affected bird once or twice a day, because if loose motion is there, it decreases eating of the bird. The bird takes less food, eats less in case of loose motion. As herbal remedy, you can mix 2.5 gram or 3 gram of common salt with 100 ml water and give it to your cockatiel for 3 to 4 days. But do not use rock salt or black salt. Just give the common salt with the water to the bird and keep the salt mixed water in the cage or colony for 6 to 8 hours and then replace it with normal water. You can provide ORS to your cockatiels for 7 to 10 days in this problem. If there is no sign of recovery, you may use 7 to 8 ml Mectozil syrup with 1 liter water or for 3 to 5 days and for 5 to 6 hours every day. But don't forget to replace it with normal water after 5 to 6 hours. Meriquin is also effective in case of diarrhea. You may use 5 ml with 1 liter water and apply for 3 days and if necessary for 5 days. If there is no result, then you must consult a veterinary doctor, in my opinion. Remember to remove the medicine water in proper time and you may replace that with ORS up to 7 days also. Remember another thing, friends. You have to clean the droppings of the bird sticking to its feathers, rectum or anywhere in the body. If it is not cleaned and anyway it reaches the bird's mouth, the problem will reappear and no medicine will be effective, however good the medicine may be. Such things happened in my budgies colony some days ago. I tried my best but could not save some birds which were badly affected. Fortunately, I could save most of them and I have rebuilt the colony setup. If you regularly watch my channel, you may have seen it. I am sharing the link in the description for those friends who have not seen it but wish to see. The video has become longer, friends. Please be patient to know the entire matter. Now I am to discuss about what to do in case of viral infection. I personally do not know any other medicine except Meriquin to treat viral infection. Meriquin is also very effective in case of viral infection. as far as my experience grows. Fortunately, I did not face any serious problem regarding my cockatiels after using Mary Queen. Another common problem that is seen in case of cockatiels is mites. I will discuss about mites in other video. Let's proceed no more today. Please give likes and comments if you like the video. Only a like or comment is a source of much inspiration to the content creators like us friends. So please encourage us to create more and more videos like this for you. Meet you in the next video. Be well friends and keep your birds well. Namaskar.